Former President Trump returns to a Manhattan courtroom tomorrow in a first-of-its-kind criminal trial.
Day 2 of the hush money case will continue with jury selection. No jurors chosen today. WGN's Dana Rebick joins us now with more. Dana.
Well, we learned at the end of the day that more than 50 potential jurors were dismissed after telling the judge they felt they could not be fair and impartial. A panel of 12 will be eventually selected with 6 alternates. The former president also in court today, making his feelings known about the process to reporters afterwards.
It's a scam. It's a political witch hunt.
Former President Donald Trump making remarks at the end of day 1 of jury selection in his hush money trial. Upset the judge won't allow him to attend his son's high school graduation.
It looks like the judge will not let me go through the graduation of my son, who's worked very, very hard. He's a great student. Very proud of the fact that he did so well.
The presumptive Republican presidential nominee facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The charges center around $130,000 Trump's company made to his former lawyer Michael Cohen. Cohen had paid that sum to adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep her from going public about an alleged affair with the former president a month before the 2016 election. Trump's team denying the allegations, saying the payment to Cohen was for legal fees.
This case is all about records that were created to make it look like the payments going to Stormy Daniels weren't what they were. They were really legal payments to somebody else. Some jurors will care about that, some won't. That's what they're looking for now in the search.
I think it's important that when something so unfair is happening right here, that people support him.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
The judge also restricting Trump from attending an immunity hearing at the U.S. Supreme Court next week, requiring him to appear in person at this trial, which could last 2 months after jury selection is complete.
I'm not in Georgia or Florida or North Carolina campaigning like I should be. It's perfect for the radical left Democrats. That's exactly what they want. This is about election interference. That's all it's about. Thank you very much.
According to CNN, the judge in this case has not officially ruled on whether Trump can attend his son's graduation, saying today that it was too early for him to make that call. The judge today also ruled that the infamous Access Hollywood tape, if you remember that one, made public back in 2016, cannot be played in court, saying that would be prejudicial. Now, this jury selection process is a lot longer than normal trials. We're told this could take up to about 2 weeks.
Wow. Thanks, Dana.
Yep.